Welcome back. If you're like us, you want to get straight to the good stuff, understand what makes a story really work.
And today, we're definitely diving into some good stuff. We're looking at a really key X-Files episode from season 3.
That's right, an episode shrouded in a kind of maritime mystery, Piper Maru.
Just the name itself sounds intriguing, doesn't it? But what lies beneath is, well, pretty fundamental to the whole X-Files story.
Yeah.
We've got the episodes, some behind-the-scenes info.
Yeah, our mission, as always, is to kind of unpack it all, lay out the plot, dig into how it was made and why it's, so significant.
For sure. Anyone who followed Mulder and Scully knows some episodes just stick with you. Piper Maru is definitely one of those.
It kicks off with such a classic X-Files vibe. You've got this French salvage ship, the Piper Maru, out in the Pacific. They're exploring, and a diver finds something completely unexpected deep down.
Right, a sunken plane, but not just any plane, a World War II fighter, a P-51 Mustang.
And inside, the pilot, still there and alive.
Which is impossible, obviously. But that's not even the weirdest part.
No, it's his eyes. They're filled with this black, oily substance.
Super creepy. And then when the diver, Gauthier, gets back to the surface, he's disoriented. And his eyes.
Same thing, black oil.
Yeah. And it gets worse for the rest of the crew. When the ship makes it back to port, they're suffering from these, severe radiation burns.
Just out of nowhere. So instantly, this isn't just some salvage job gone wrong.
Not at all. It feels ancient, dangerous.
And meanwhile, Scully's dealing with her own stuff. Her sister Melissa's murder investigation, it's been shelved, made inactive.
Now, adding that personal weight, that frustration for her.
But Mulder, he hears about this Piper Maru incident, the strange illness, the plane, and his mind immediately goes.
Two connections, right? He links it to another case, something involving possible salvaged UFO tech. Classic Mulder.
Exactly. So they head out to investigate the ship itself, which is now abandoned.
And what do they find? Traces of that same black oil on Gauthier's diving suit.
Confirmation. And they find a dive chart, too, with Zeus Faber written on it. A clue.
And they get the video footage from Gauthier's dive camera.
Which confirms the P-51 Mustang down there. It's all real.
But the oil, it's already on the move. Gauthier goes home, seeming kind of possessed, searching for something.
And the oil transfers to his wife, Joan, without him even realizing it.
It's insidious, like a parasite finding a new host.
Scully decides to follow up on that Zeus Faber lead. She reaches out to an old family friend, Commander Christopher Johansson, baby guy.
Hoping he might know something. He's cagey at first, though.
Understandably, maybe. But eventually, he does open up. He reveals he was involved with a submarine, the Zeus Faber.
And its mission, to find a sunken bomber that was escorting that P-51 and this bomber.
It was carrying an atomic bomb.
Whoa. Okay, so this just got even bigger. Cold War secrets, nuclear weapons.
Exactly. Johansson talks about what happened on the Zeus Faber, radiation sickness hitting the crew.
Sounds horrific. He mentions a mutiny, too, against the captain who was infected somehow.
Yeah, infected, maybe with the same thing Gauthier encountered. That black oil entity. He says only 7 people survived that mission.
Just 7. Wow. That black and white flashback sequence in the episode showing the submarine, it's so effective. Really captures that claustrophobia and dread.
It really does. While Scully's digging into this past, Mulder finds Gauthier again.
How is he?
Not good. Covered in the black oil residue, totally disoriented, no memory of what happened.
So the entity used him and just left.
Seems like it. But Mulder finds another lead from Gauthier's stuff, a salvage broker named Kalinchuk.
Okay.
And Kalinchuk has this secretary named Geraldine. Mulder gets suspicious.
Rightly so, probably.
He thinks Geraldine is maybe selling sensitive information. His suspicions are confirmed when some French hitmen attack her office.
Think hitmen. Okay, international intrigue now.
Big time. Mulder follows Geraldine, but someone else is following her too.
Let me guess. Joan Gauthier, new host.
You got it. They both track Geraldine all the way to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Wow, this thing has gone global fast.
Mulder confirms Geraldine is selling government secrets. He confronts her in her office, even handcuffs himself to her.
Bold move.
But then, guess who walks in?
Oh no, not Krycek.
Alex Krycek. Turns out he's been selling the contents of that digital tape, the UFO files tape.
Of course he has. Always playing an angle.
Things go sideways fast. The French hitmen burst in, Geraldine gets shot and killed. Krycek, naturally, slips away in the chaos.
He always does. But what about Joan?
She arrives right after, and then something really strange happens. She emits this flash of bright light.
A flash of light.
Yeah. And the hitmen, they collapse, suffering from the same intense radiation burns as the Piper Maru crew.
Whoa! Okay, so the entity inside her has some kind of power. It's not just about possession.
Seems that way. It's way more than just an infection. It's something potent.
This episode really layers it on while all that is happening.
Things are bad back home, too. Skinner is getting leaned on hard by shadowy government types.
About Melissa Scully's murder.
Yeah. They want him to drop it. He refuses. And then later, he's at a coffee shop.
Oh, I remember this. It's brutal.
He gets shot by Lewis Cardinal, the guy involved in Melissa's death.
Just reinforces how dangerous this all is. The cover-up goes deep, and they'll do anything.
Absolutely. It all leads to this tense finale at the airport. Mulder actually catches Krycek trying to flee.
Really? He corners him.
Yeah. And Mulder, desperate, offers him a deal. The digital tape back in exchange for Krycek's freedom. Let him walk.
A deal with the devil.
Pretty much. Krycek agrees, but asks to use the restroom first.
I'll go, right?
And while he's in there, Joan Gauthier appears. Silently.
No.
Yep, she corners him.
And infects him with the black oil.
Krycek gets the black oil. Wow, that's
Right.
a heck of a cliffhanger. The enemy within, literally.
Exactly. It leaves you reeling. What a tangled web salvage mystery, history, spies, and this terrifying alien entity.
It really does blend all those classic X-Files elements perfectly, but the story behind the story is pretty fascinating too, isn't it? Oh yeah. There are some great little nuggets about how Piper Maru came together, like the title itself.
Right. Piper Maru sounds kind of exotic, mysterious.
But it's actually the name of Gillian Anderson's daughter, Piper Maru Anderson. She was born during season 2's production.
That's actually really sweet. A little personal touch hidden in this dark, intense episode.
It is, but maybe the biggest behind-the-scenes thing is the black oil itself.
Definitely. This episode is Ground Zero, the official introduction of the alien black oil. Purity, as it gets called later.
It wasn't just a monster of the week thing. This became huge for the show's mythology.
Absolutely central. This parasitic, sentient oil that could control people. It showed up again and again all the way through the first movie. This is its origin story on screen.
And apparently Chris Carter had been waiting to use some specific visuals for a while.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like he had these two scenes in his head from way back.
One was the diver finding the pilot alive in the sunken WWII plane. That core image.
Such a striking, eerie image. And the other...
That black and white flashback sequence inside the submarine, the claustrophobia, the paranoia.
He just needed the right story vehicle for them, and Piper Maru was it.
Yeah.
It's cool when those long-held ideas finally find their place.
It really is. And speaking of that submarine scene, there's a fun bit of trivia.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled during the black and white flashback. One of the young submarine crew members.
Yeah.
It's Michael Bublé,
Right.
uncredited.
No way. Michael Bublé, the singer.
The one and only. Pre-fame, just getting an acting gig, a little hidden cameo.
That's wild. I'll have to rewatch just for that now.
Right, adds another layer. They also put a lot of work into getting the look of the black oil right.
Yeah, how did they do the eyes effect? It looks so real, so unsettling.
It was digital overlay, which was pretty advanced for TV back then. They'd add it in post-production.
Okay.
But they also experimented physically, apparently trying mixtures of like oil and acetone to see how it moved and reflected light to get the digital version just right.
Wow, dedication. And the underwater stuff, the plane.
That opening scene, they built a partial replica of the P-51 Mustang and filmed it in a big water tank. Practical effects where they could.
Impressive. What about Gillian Anderson's performance? That scene where Scully remembers her sister?
Oh, right. Apparently when they filmed her reaction, the emotional close-up, she was actually acting opposite. A tree.
A tree?
Yeah. The home movie footage of the kids playing was added in later, so she had to summon all that emotion just looking at a tree marker.
That's incredible acting skill right there.
Totally. And it all paid off. The episode was a big hit.
Ratings-wise.
Huge. Over 16 million viewers watched it when it first aired, and critics mostly loved it too.
Yeah, you can see why. It builds the mythology, it's got suspense, great visuals, Krycek. It hits all the right notes.
It really does. And here's a final little connection, another little Easter egg.
Okay.
The name Piper Maru actually pops up again years later in a completely different franchise.
Really?
In the movie Alien vs. Predator from 2004, there's an icebreaker ship in that film called the Piper Maru.
Huh? That's great. A little nod from one sci-fi world to another shows the impact this episode had.
Definitely. So wrapping up our dive into Piper Maru, the big takeaways are pretty clear.
Yeah, number 1, the introduction of the black oil. Game changer for the series mythology.
Absolutely. Number 2, how it expertly weaves together history, espionage, and the paranormal expands the whole X-Files universe.
And 3, the cool behind-the-scenes stuff, the title's origin, Carter's vision, Bublé's cameo.
Right.
It all adds to the mystique.
It's just a standout episode. That mix of genuine chills, deep-diving plot, and those fascinating little production details.
It really cemented itself as a classic, essential piece of the puzzle. It reminds you how personal stories and massive conspiracies can collide in this universe.
So here's something to think about as we leave the murky depths of Piper Maru. We've seen this black oil, this entity, jump hosts, exert influence, maybe even hold ancient knowledge or power, considering how it operates, spreading almost unseen. What other hidden connections or unseen forces might be subtly shaping events all around us, like that echo of the name Piper Maru years later? Maybe there are threads connecting things in ways we just don't perceive.
That's a very X-Files thought to end on. Makes you wonder what other patterns are hidden just below the surface.
Something to ponder. Until next time, keep searching.